Bam, 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 bam. All right, we're live.
All right, we're good.
We're good.
All right. What the frick is up, YouTube?
Okay.
Piledriver Podcast here. What? We're live. You can't do anything about it. And I'm Okra.
Yo, what up, Amani?
What's up, Steve?
And we are here doing our dream booking for WrestleMania. What WrestleMania number is it?
41.
42?
41.
41.
41. The first WrestleMania I ever saw was WrestleMania 23 with Cena versus Shawn Michaels for the main event. So let's get straight to it. Obviously, we're doing dream booking. So here's the rules. Okay, we're going through all the major matches for night 1 and night 2, the ones that we know about. We're gonna do our dream booking. Now, I will lay out a rule. It's got to be within reason. So when you guys lay out your dream booking, like, you can't say, I don't know, some crazy stuff that Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker come out and interrupt some, something crazy like that. I mean, I guess if you want to go that route, you can, but I would say try to keep it within reason of like things that could happen for the dream booking. Does that make sense?
Sure. Sure.
Just, I don't know. Or you don't have to, I guess. You can do whatever you want. So let's get straight to it. And obviously we're live. So if anyone watching, what are we live on? Twitch and YouTube?
Twitch and YouTube.
So if anyone watching, any live viewers, you want to throw in your 2 cents, Monty will be keeping an eye on the chat. So let us know if you like our dream booking, if you don't, whatever the case may be, and throw in your thoughts as well. Okay, so first match that we are going to talk about for our dream booking is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. So Monty, I'm gonna let you have the floor first. How would you book this match?
I'm just gonna keep it them two. No interruptions. Nobody's gonna. If anybody were to break in, okay, imagine this. Okay, AJ Styles. All right, he's about to just win it all out of nowhere. Who do you guys think shows up? Come on. Jake Paul. Okay, look, we've seen Jake in the ring a time or two. Okay, so I wouldn't put it past the Paul brothers to try to do something really dirty. But I would like to keep it just them two. And I like to see AJ take it all, man. Short, sweet, to the point.
Okay.
Yeah. I think if anybody were to interfere, it's going to be Jake Paul. But I think if they keep it between each other, I think AJ Styles.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I agree. I mean, it'd be cool if Jake interrupted, but I don't think they'll do that. They could. It's WrestleMania. I guess Jake could interrupt. I could see that happening. I'm gonna go with Logan. It's kind of hard to do this because it's like I have to separate my dream booking versus who I think is gonna happen. But AJ, is in the latter half of his career. He's getting older. He doesn't have a lot of time left. I saw an interview where he even talked about that. I say put Logan over.
Really?
Let him get that. Yeah, I say let him get that heel heat. The audience hates him. Why not build on that? Let AJ put him over. Logan's young. Logan's presumably got a lot of time left in the WWE. Doing what he does, build him up. That's what I say.
No.
Build up a big heel. I love AJ. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I would say booking decision. I would put Logan over. Obviously cheating. Obviously not going over clean on AJ, but that's my thoughts. Now here's the thing, guys. If you think I'm wrong, debate me on this because I think the fans would appreciate some interaction here. So if you think I'm just like, what the hell, dude?
You're out of pocket. I mean, I'm gonna call you out on it right now. You're out of pocket.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. Logan Paul has all the time in the world. Give this to AJ.
What's it? But AJ doesn't need it though. What is it? What is AJ gonna do if he beats
What
Logan?
does Logan gain out of this? A title?
He beats AJ.
Oh my gosh, dude, get out of here. That's crazy.
He beats AJ.
He beats AJ.
And he gets heat, man.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm sure it's gonna keep heating up. So we're already on the first match. We're already like, you're wrong.
We're already at each other's throats. I'm about to turn heel over the very first match.
Okay, so Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Stiff. Your turn to take the first take the floor first on this one.
Well, I don't think anything crazy is gonna happen. If I were to see anything crazy to happen, or if I want to see anything crazy happen, um, it would be like a Bianca interference, kind of like a mediator between them, and then like as she interferes, it's more of like a pick sides kind of thing, and it'd be crazy to see her pick like Naomi's side because the way I see it is that we're building up a Jade Cargill versus Bianca match eventually, and that's huge. So I could see like Bianca interfering and taking like Naomi's side, and that being like the build up towards their match together. Because one of them obviously has to be like heel, one of them is going to be a face. I can see lately I've been seeing a lot of Bianca like heelish kind of stuff happening with the promos with Liv and Io. So I kind of think like it'd be cool if Bianca were to like turn heel and it'd be like Jade versus Bianca eventually sometime down the road.
Yeah. For me, I'll be honest, I don't know shit about I saw like one highlight from SmackDown when it comes to this feud of like Jade like coming in attacking Naomi. Um, I like both of them, don't get me wrong, but I really don't give a shit. I'm gonna go Jade. I don't know. I think Jade's cool. I would put Jade over. Clean. That's it. Monty, your thoughts? I'd be surprised if you're even familiar with this rivalry.
I'm not because I don't watch any SmackDown. But give me Naomi. I'm gonna take the other side of this. Give me Naomi with a God. Who could I say interferes with this?
Well, you want interference every match?
I'm gonna have interference every. Hang on. Firstly, to be fair, I said in the first one, I said I don't believe in an interference.
Run in every match,
But I'm gonna have a run in every single match. I don't think Bianca, just for the fact that she has her triple threat, so she'll have her time to shine at WrestleMania. Give me Liv. Give me Liv Morgan. I don't really see anything coming out of this, but fuck, give it to me. I don't care. It's WrestleMania, baby. Anything can happen. Guys, agree. Yo, chat. Give me one in the chat if you think Liv Morgan's
The
gonna
funniest
interfere.
part about that whole thing, Cole, is that he was like, Bianca won't interfere. She needs her time to shine because she has a match that night. And then he's like, give me Liv that has a match that night.
Liv's got a match that night? I don't think so.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
She's not on. I don't, dude. I'm literally not. Dude. I'm looking at the roster. I'm looking at the lineup right now. I don't see her on the lineup at all.
It's they have a number one contender match on Friday for the title women's tag team.
Everybody's a critic, you know. Nobody ever just wants to just accept it. But hey, it's good. It's all good in the hood.
I think The Rock interferes.
I think Cody Rhodes interferes with Naomi and Jade. It's a crossroad on Naomi. Whoa, hey, buddy, this is a women's match.
Cold, Rey Mysterio, Americano.
Hulk Hogan, Edge comes out.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. So speaking of which, so Liv Morgan and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, Raquel Stiff,
Raquel Rodriguez,
Rodriguez, versus the Gauntlet match winners. Okay, to be honest with you, I don't really care that much, but I am a Liv Morgan fan.
Oh God,
it goes Rhea and Liv for me.
Facts.
So by default, I'm going Liv. Book it and just a clean slate win, no cheating. I know they're the heels or whatever. I don't care. Let them win clean.
Okay, I know everybody's expecting me to just say there's going to be an interference this match. And you would be right. No, I'm joking. I don't think any interference is going down. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know this match was going down up until about 32 seconds ago. Whenever we were like, I had to get heavily criticized. Can you believe that, chat? Give me Liv. I mean, I don't really like her, but give me Liv. That's a hot take. You know, you guys can sit here and poke fun at me in the comments. Please do. But yeah. Yeah. Give me Liv just because.
Stiff.
Uh, ah, yeah. Well, right now, as of right now, we don't even know who the number one contenders are, right?
No, yeah, they haven't done I don't think they finished the gauntlet yet or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't have that much of a deep pool on who I would take or what I would book for this, but I honestly don't see Liv and Raquel even losing it anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next match, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu, Monty.
LA Knight. Clean. No interference. Man. But how does this go though? I think Jacob Fatu, I think he'll have it up until about the last second. I'm just trying to think of what could occur. What could intervene the match possibly? I don't want to say interference because you guys are just gonna sit here and dare I say it, clip it, run a train on me if I say there's gonna be an interference, and I don't think there's gonna be an interference. But give me LA Knight. I like LA Knight. I think he's a great guy.
You like LA?
I think LA Knight. That's a really badass name, by the way. Like, first name LA, last name Knight. Sure, why not?
Yeah. All right, Stiff. What are you thinking?
backstory behind that's hilarious.
He
He
said
just lived there for a couple years, and that's why he put his name.
Yeah, wait.
Not even from there.
Everybody's like, wait a minute, is LA Knight's legal name LA Knight? That's awesome.
Well, I'm gonna actually pull a Monty here. I do think there will be some interference. This is where I don't want to get my prediction mixed up with like my dream booking, but it probably will eventually.
Okay.
I want Jacob Fatu to win it because it'd be nice to see him have a title because he deserves one. I think they're gonna end up pushing him to the moon, and he'll end up having a WrestleMania main event match eventually. But what I think is gonna more than likely happen is that they're gonna get an interference from Solo Sokoa and Tama Tonga. No, not Tonga. Tama Tonga, which are the other Bloodline members. And they're going to brew in the match for Jacob, losing it somehow, maybe like a DQ or something, which I could see the build up between Jacob and Solo building up off of that. Because I foresee that happening eventually is a match between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sokoa. So if there's interference, I think that's what's going to happen, more than likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm a big Jacob Fatu fan. I think he's badass. I think he's super talented, and I agree. I think he has the makings and the potential to be like a big star in that company and like a top big heel of the company. I agree. I do expect there to be it makes sense. Have some bloodline interference now. I really want him to win the title. I really do. I really want Jacob Fatu to win the title. That's my struggle here with dream booking. I want him to win the title, but I do want him to break away from Solo and start his singles thing. And so it's like, how do you do that where that makes sense?
Ooh.
Maybe now this is maybe playing it too safe here, right? Maybe you have Jacob win.
Okay.
Jacob wins. Bloodline comes out to celebrate with him or whatever. Maybe they even help him win, and then, they're celebrating the ring. Solo raises Jacob's hand in the ring, blah, blah, blah. He's got the IC title. And then, boom, Solo hits Jacob with the Samoan spike, drops him, and then maybe next Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, Solo comes out, gives his reasoning for doing it. Jacob's becoming too prominent. He's too much of a threat to the bloodline. Blah blah blah. I don't know. You could come up with some BS. I really want Jacob Fatu to win. I like LA Knight. Don't get me wrong, I do, but I'm not the biggest LA Knight fan, and I really don't want Jacob Fatu to lose against LA Knight. I really want to see Jacob start getting his push in. I really do. Monty, were you gonna say something?
Well, we got a comment over on Twitch. from Screaming Terror 12, which you also thank you for the follow. Screaming in all caps, LA Knight. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Screaming Terror
Yeah.
12. Thank you. No, look, okay, hang on. I want to just point something out here. Okay? I think LA Knight deserves it.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you like to expand on that?
I think that all the reasoning is already there. I think LA Knight has put in his time. He's put in a lot of work and an effort, and I think he deserves it. And I think from at least Screaming Terror 12's comment, I think that they also think that LA Knight deserves it. So Screaming Terror, thank you for your comment, and please continue to comment if you want to watch throughout the live podcast. We'll be here discussing the WrestleMania dream booking and lineups.
Yeah, definitely keep giving us your thoughts. I'm gonna change that though. I'm gonna change my booking on that. I'm gonna flip it.
Oh,
'Cause
no
Jacob
way.
fought too. I'm gonna flip it. I'm just gonna flip it. Same thing, everything like that. He wins that title. Solo helps him. Jacob fought 2 turns on the bloodline.
No.
Yes.
God. Okay.
I could see Jacob and and Tama Tonga like turning on Solo.
Oh yeah, maybe
Yes.
because Solo is kind of like an
I
asshole.
think I think Jacob fought 2's a better head. No offense. I like Solo. Don't get me
A
wrong,
leader.
but
Yeah.
he's much more. I think he should be head of the new bloodline, and I think you make them like the dominant faction for sure.
Honestly, I laugh at Solo sometimes. Like
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu
Yeah.
makes me kind of like scared sometimes. You know, that's more
Yeah.
of a scary figure. Like, he's actually one that makes you think like, oh damn, if I go out there and wrestle him, I'm gonna get my ass beat. You know?
Yeah.
Think so?
If you think about
yeah.
it, sorry, go ahead, Steph. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you think about it, I mean, the bloodline, ever since Roman's been kind of absent from the bloodline, it's really like it feels like really no one's as invested as they used to be, right? I think Fatu is the right guy to make. I want to see the bloodline become like a dominant group again. I want them to see them get involved with some major feuds, some main event stuff. And I just, no offense, I like Solo, don't worry, I really do. I think Solo's a valuable player in the company, but I don't think he's the right person to be head of the bloodline. I think it needs to be someone like Jacob Fatu, who's just dominant in the ring, like you were saying, like very like has that intimidating kind of aura, where like he's got that intensity that I feel like for someone to become the new tribal chief or whatever, the head of the bloodline, I think Jacob Fatu makes sense. Maybe you turn Solo face, maybe but and see how that works for him. I'm sure he can make it work. But I do think Jacob Fatu turning on Solo with the help of the other members of Bloodline and just becoming like just the dominant IC champion. Maybe at some point the other guys, I can't remember their names, I apologize, but maybe they win the tag titles and you start getting titles back to the bloodline, make them a real threat again. I think that's the way to go.
Here's my thought.
They also have like family members that are signed to the WWE that haven't even like debuted yet. They've just been sitting on the sideline, so I can only imagine what they can do with that.
I think the best thing that's coming. I don't like Solo. I'm sorry, I don't.
I'm not the biggest.
I think the best part of Solo's career, and you guys could, and we can build off this if we want to. Screaming Terror also said that's possible. I think the best part or best thing that's come out of Solo's career is Paul Heyman, saying, and we can all say it in unison, "You are not my tribal chief." Come on.
Yeah.
That's the best part. Sorry, Solo, if you're seeing this, I'm sorry. But I'm also not sorry. So go to AEW or NXT where you deserve to be.
Okay, I don't know about that.
No, I said it. I said it. You guys can sit here and fucking nail me to some planks of wood if you want. Crucify me for that. But yeah, go to AEW, go to NXT where you belong.
Oh god, dude, Solo's gonna shove to your place and smell and spike you in the throat, dude.
Remember, Triple H watches this, okay?
I know. Thank you. Also, Triple H over on the Twitch. Thank you for watching and please make some of these happen. So, what's the next? Watch, you guys are gonna wake up tomorrow and it's gonna be like breaking WWE news. Solo Sikoa has been fired and relocated to NXT.
Released from company weeks before WrestleMania.
All because of handsome fat redhead said so. So
Triple H just loves you.
Yeah.
Okay, next match.
Okay, next match.
Io Sky versus Blanca Belair. Now, obviously, I think it's safe to assume there's going to be a triple threat, so I'm going to throw Rhea Ripley in there.
It's already confirmed.
Oh, so you guys don't? Yeah. So I don't think you guys watched SmackDown, right?
I watched. What happened? It happened on Raw last night.
Oh, was it on Raw?
It was on Raw
It happened
last
on
night.
Raw. Okay.
Yeah. Coleman, did you not watch Raw? Bro,
I watched parts of it.
Chat.
I haven't got to see it.
Yo, chat. Do something about this guy.
Yes.
Yo, chat. Get this guy.
All right, let me throw my thoughts in there really quick, and you guys go at it. I think Rhea obviously wins it for sure, 100%, wins it clean. I think they go out there and kill it. I think it's gonna be a great match. I think they you don't need to do anything with this. Nothing special. There's no interference. There's no heel turns. Now keep in mind heel turn, guys. Okay, when you're doing your dream booking, Monty and Stiff. If you want to see people turn heel, turn face in these matches, keep that in mind.
Okay.
But I don't think any of that's necessary. I think you just have these women go out there, wrestle their hearts out, tell a good story in the ring, and Rhea goes over clean as can be. That's it. No. That's my booking here.
I think EO retains it. Don't get me wrong. I'm the very first guy to hop on the Rhea Ripley train. Okay, you know that. All right, hands up. We all know that. I'm the very first one. I think EO. Keeps the title. Do I think it's a great match? Yeah. But I think that it's going to be one of those things where Bianca and Rhea are so focused on each other that EO, just like she did during the contract signing, they were down each other's throats, and Io Sky comes from behind, clobbers both of them. I think that's going to kind of play a lot into the match. I think Bianca and Rhea, they just won't be able to let their feud subside and kind of keep focus on the other two opponents. So Io and Bianca for Rhea, and Io and Rhea for Bianca. And I think Io, she's there, man. She's been disrespected one too many times from both of these wrestlers, and I think Io is going to take it all.
Stiffy.
Yeah. I got Io winning too. I like her better than both of the other women. She needs to get pushed. She had a title run not that long ago, but they took it off of her fairly fast. So I would like to see her keep it. And there's some other matches that would be amazing to see with her against some other women. So I think it's just better for the company if she were to hold on to it that way. That the matches they could set up for her are going to be a lot more, I guess, hype because she has the belt. Like you were saying too, I do believe that Bianca and Rhea are not going to be paying attention to her in this match. They're going to kind of like little sister her, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
Make it seem like she's not even there, and then I think Io just takes advantage of that and wins it because maybe like a distraction or something. Oh, I don't know, but I think Io takes it either way.
I still think it's gonna be a great match. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think it's gonna be just kind of a wishy-washy match where it's where we're so focused on 2 out of 3 of them, and then the one that we're not focused on at all just comes in and pretty much takes it all. I mean, yeah, dude. I don't see Io Sky not winning this. Again, Rhea, I want you to. If you do, great. Please, you can hit me up on my email address.
Rhea, Triple H, CM Punk.
Dude, I think a lot of people watch this channel. Screaming Terror also said great take. So I'm gonna assume that's from maybe
probably Stiff. I think.
Yeah, Stiff.
You were Stiff. I mean, you and Stiff are pretty much saying the same thing. So
yeah. I didn't think this is probably going to be one of the better matches of the night. Too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be on night 1, and this is probably going to be one of the best matches of night 1. So I think that, but I also think like it's going to be one of those where it's like it's a Bianca Rhea fest, and Io just kind of pulls it out. Then
I think this could be match of close to this could be match of the night. I will say this is a match of the night contender for sure. I think they all have the ability to do it. I think their last match. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember what you guys thought. I don't know if you guys were, but like the whole when I think it was Belanca, special guest referee or whatever. I thought that was a great match.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it ended.
That was a cool match.
It was cool. I think it could have gone entirely. I mean, if they were gonna put Rhea in it anyways, because Adam Pearce came out and he was like, "Listen, I didn't do anybody justice here. I put Bianca. I put you in a referee position. I should have never done that. And Rhea, the DQ should have never. None of this should have happened. That's what Adam Pearce said. So, anyways, we're still gonna give Rhea the opportunity in a triple threat match at WrestleMania. So, if it was gonna be that way, just let Rhea win the last match. Like, what was even the whole point of this? Again, filler content. Okay, that's all they wanted out of us.
I had a buddy of mine that watches the videos. He told me, he's like, I think Stiff, he writes for them because he's like man, on the last episode he said that all it was filler. Like they could have easily like set this up like 2-3 months ago, and all they did was just add stuff to fill in just so they can get through it to WrestleMania.
What did your friend say about the fat handsome redhead? Did he say anything about him?
No.
Oh, what the? Okay. Okay. All right, Coleman, next lineup.
He said he maximizes the screen where it's only like me and Coleman.
It's only
That's crazy. That's not possible. You got to get me in somewhere. All right, next match. What do we got?
Nah, man. He loves the beard.
Who doesn't?
We might have some division here on the Piledriver podcast. With this
I know the match you're about to talk about.
Yeah, I think I know.
I know where we're going with this. Let's discuss it.
All right, Gunther versus Jey Uso.
Oh God,
Steph, I'll let you go first on this one.
So, the build-up's gotten better within the last like 2 weeks. Obviously, the beating of Jimmy, and then they had a promo with Jay last night was pretty good. Not the best I've seen from him, but it was pretty good.
It was kind of cringe.
What made it bad was the crowd. They came back to the United States and the crowd messed everything up.
Yeah.
But I liked it. If I try to like drown out the crowd, I liked the promo. I like where they were going with it, but the build-up has gotten better, so I've gotten a little bit more invested into it. I feel like they have to have that one more thing though to like just like take it over the top. And the one thing I think it is, and shout out to another podcast that I listen to. They're like one of the top like WWE podcasts. But what they said and what I think should happen too is the match starts, Gunther goes out, or either way. But on Jimmy's entrance, he doesn't come out from the crowd. I feel like they do one of those kind of like where he's like going through the locker rooms and stuff. What would be dope and would make this way better for the match, period, is if as he's going through to come out to the ring, the people from the bloodline are there to either give him a little bit, hey, go out there and get this done, or something like that. So like you see like maybe like a Jacob Fatu, or like there's like a Jimmy Tama there, or even Solo.
No, Solo's like, fired. Hey, he's not going to be there.
Yeah.
But you gotta remember, the reason why I say this would be cool is because yesterday the promo, he's like, oh yeah, you disrespected my family, like my family. He brought a lot of family into it. So could you imagine like him walking out and then he's like, everybody from the bloodline that had so many didn't like each other, disdain for each other, they like put that to the side and are like, hey, you need to go out there and do this for our family. Like this guy disrespected our family. He did that to your brother. And then like it's like Solo, and then they're like he's gradually getting to like there's Solo, Jacob, Tama. Then you see maybe like Paul Heyman or like Sami Zayn's there, like to give him like some words of encouragement. And then towards the entrance, you see like Roman Reigns. He's there, like, hey cousin, Like, I get what's going on. You got to go out there and you got to do this for the family. You know how Roman would say. But then imagine right before he goes out and he gets into Gorilla, The Rock standing there.
The final boss?
And he's like,
what the
final boss.
What are you doing here?
And he's like, you will never let our family get disrespected this way.
Okay, that's
and
actually pretty
he's like,
okay, that's pretty cool.
Right?
Okay.
Right? Like the whole family basically on the entrance there. And then at the very end, before he goes right out to the ring, there's The Rock standing there. And he's like, hey, so you're going to do this for our family. You don't let someone like this disrespect our family. You got to go out there and beat them and win that championship and bring it back to the family. Imagine that at like a scale of WrestleMania. And then the match starts. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm invested 110% in that. And the match hasn't even started yet.
Okay.
So are you having Jay go over? I'm assuming.
I do think Jay wins. I don't see him not winning this. They invested into him for two. It's kind of like obvious at this point. Like, there's no way you make him a Royal Rumble winner. There's no way you put all this investment into him and him not win this. Imagine he not win this and he's just going back to like the mid card.
Right.
So I do think that he's gonna win this. And no interference, Monty. No interference.
What? Dude, he just had the entire fucking bloodline there. What do you mean no interference? Dude, literally you were just like, Jacob Fatu is there and Solo, even though he should be technically in the crowd. And no, here's what I'm hearing is they're all there and then literally like 8 guys run out to the ring and just start beating up on the ring general. That's what I'm hearing. And I think that's pretty fucked up. Okay, I'm all for like, hey, if this guy's going to get his ass beat, this guy's going to get his ass beat. But you're talking about 8 guys. Okay, that's like, okay, here. So Gunther's walking out, okay, locker room. John Cena's there. Heel John. No, I'm joking. Okay, no, actually, I really like that idea. Let's get to the point. I really like that idea. Yeah, I can't really build off of that. And like you said, I mean, I definitely see Jay, winning it. Like you said, a lot of time and a lot of investment, and there's just so much on the line for Jay for them to just not capitalize on that. It would be different if they hadn't start building up this storyline and all that. Maybe if Jimmy didn't get his ass whipped a couple weeks ago, just the amount of disrespect that Gunther's done. I definitely see Jay, taking it all. And here's where the division is, because I already feel like Cole is taking Gunther. Because he said there's gonna be some division, and he knew how we felt. So Cole, go ahead and give us your take on this, because I can't wait. I can't wait to just rip your head off.
Okay. Well,
okay.
I've already made it clear my thoughts on Jay.
Oh,
I'm not a big Jay fan. Okay. I don't hate Jay. I'm not a Jay hater. I just don't think, based off mainly his in-ring ability, I don't think he's ready yet to be a big. But let's just make this clear first and foremost. I understand Jay's gonna win this. Okay. They like Stiff was saying. They've put so much money and investment into Jay. And and Jay's over with the crowd. There's no denying that, and so I get it. I understand why. I can't get mad at the WWE for pushing Jay. I can't, because I understand he makes them a lot of money with merch. He's super over with the crowd. Everyone does the whole yeet thing or whatever.
It's the coolest thing to do, by the way.
I think it's a little cringy and a little outdated, but it's whatever. Whatever. Anyway, now this is my dream booking. Gunther beats the shit out of Jay and absolutely demolishes him and wins clean.
Yeah, that's so bad. That's just
and
such
then
a
Jimmy
lame take.
Jimmy comes out. He's like, he's all bandaged up. He tries to help, and then he demolishes Jimmy.
Dude, oh
He's
my
put him over
and then Solo comes in and he
Solo
just
comes out and he beats the shit.
He beats the shit out of Solo, and then Roman Reigns comes out and he beats the shit out of Roman Reigns.
I wouldn't have him beat this. Maybe Reigns hits like a Superman punch on him, and then like at that point, like
this is fucking the Avengers Endgame shit going on here.
He rolls out of the ring and then just escapes through the crowd or something like that. I don't think you know who would be a much better person to be in Jay's spot right now?
Who?
Chad Gable.
No, Chad Gable is. I hate to break the news to you.
Imagine a WrestleMania. I know he's doing the Americano thing, but we've talked about that. We talked about Chad's wasted potential here.
Hang on, no, I want to build
Now,
off
here's the thing,
that.
the match
I
may
want
be
to build
good.
off
The
that
match
in
may
just
be
a
good.
moment.
Okay, the match may be good, but that's because Gunther is so talented in the ring that he could have a 5-star match with a broomstick.
No,
You know, he's called the ring general for a reason. Am I right? So, you know, but Jay, I'm telling you guys, I'm going to predict it now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not maybe it may take some time, okay? But eventually people are gonna start turning on Jay. I'm telling you right now, whenever he gets that title and he starts, I guarantee it. When people start noticing, because people are already realizing it, dude. People like Jay gets memed all the time on the internet for his own like little 5 moves of doom, which is like 4 super kicks and a spear. Like that's Jay's moveset. Like he's not the greatest in ring as a singles competitor. Okay, he's got a very limited moveset. Okay, I think they could have a good match. But I think Gunther can do that, and I think they could take advantage of some of the storytelling with what Gunther did to Jimmy and everything like that. But I just think when he wins that title and he starts getting in rivalries, people are going to start noticing the limited in ring ability. And like everything, I mean, think of shoot, it's like the Yes Chance. The Yes Chance when Daniel Bryan was in the company and like his build up to WrestleMania. I mean, Daniel Bryan was over and as hot as could be, and he still is. Like people love Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan is like one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, like in ring technical skill level when it comes to that. But even like the Yes Chance, like you don't. It dies down over time. The hype dies down a little bit, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Jay proves me wrong, and if he does, great. I hope he does. I just think over time the hype is going to die down a little bit, and when people start seeing his limit, when people start seeing shitty matches from Jay as champion, I think people are going to eventually start turning on him.
Okay,
people are going to stop caring.
Can I build off that? Can I build off that for just a moment? Okay,
go for it.
And Cole was right, guys. By the way, put a 1 in the chat if Cole's right here. There is some division, obviously, in this match. There's 2 out of 3 of us that are right, and there's 1 that is wrong. But no,
Hold
dude.
On, let me ask you a question before you go on. Let me just ask you a question.
Oh.
Do you want Jay? I agree. I think Jay's going to win, but do you want? This is your
yes, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely. Do I think it's going to be a hell of a match? Do I think Gunther's going to have the upper hand almost 90% of it? Of course, because like you said, 5 moves. Okay, look. Okay, I just don't see Jay not winning, but I feel like, and you said it, Jay's pretty entertaining outside of the ring as well. So as the champ, I don't think he's gonna get boring. I don't think so. I think people are gonna love come the night that he wins. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I'm asking you right now. I see people loving it, and I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. And I think Gunther needs to go to AEW or NXT. I think, dude. I'm sorry. I don't, dude. I'm making fucking rivalries. I'm making rivalries on stream.
Owner Monty,
dude. And here's the issue. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get off the phone with Triple H. Okay, he's gonna call me and he's gonna say, "You said a lot of really out of pocket stuff, Nukes." That's what he's gonna say. He said a lot of out of pocket stuff. I agree. So effective immediately. Solo and Gunther are off the roster. And then I don't want to have to be the one to answer the emails. So that's all I got to say. So what do we got, Cole? What's the next one, man? Come on, hit us.
Steph,
the one thing the one thing I would say that would make this match even better is since what they've tried to build off within the last couple weeks, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to hate. But I would love for this match to be a no disqualification match. It would make the match even twice as better.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like you said, like you were saying, Cole, Jay's not the best in the ring. But imagine if like they did some like stuff that would obviously get them disqualified. Like some table stuff, some ladder stuff, some chair stuff. Like, but especially after what happened with Jimmy, like, wouldn't you want to build off of that? Like, oh my God, like you did some like crazy heinous stuff that you did to my brother. Like, we should make this a no disqualification match. That way we
we're
can
building
find out
off
who the
this.
biggest, baddest matches.
We're building off this.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go that route because here's the thing. If I'm booking, if Triple H, if I'm booking this match, right, and Triple H is like, look, I know you don't like Jay, but he's got to go over.
Oh my god.
He's he's gonna be one of our top faces. We gotta put him over. We gotta put him over. And you're asking me, but we gotta protect him, because obviously, like they know that he's not the most in-ring skilled guy necessarily, but he's over, so and he's gonna go over, and they're gonna push him and give him the title. So you got to book him to protect Jay, right? You want to protect and not show those limitations that he has, right? So that's a great way to do it. You do, and that's a lot of times what they do is when you got two guys in there who maybe aren't the best like in ring technical wrestlers or whatever, namely Jey Uso, not Gunther, but Jay. But it's not just that though. But like storyline wise, it makes sense. What Stiff was saying, like it makes sense for the animosity and what Gunther did to Jimmy. I'm surprised they didn't make it a no DQ match because you could build a lot of like fan sympathy for Jay. This is definitely one of those matches that calls for blood for sure. I'm not. One thing I don't like about AEW is how like it's like it's like the meme how like John Moxley's always bleeding, like he literally gets like
It's totally bloody.
he gets hit with a suplex and next time he's busted open. It's like what the heck.
Yeah.
So but like this match definitely calls for some blood just because of the animosity there and everything, and I get a lot of sympathy going, like have Gunther really dominate the match, hit Jay with some big move or something like that. Jay gets busted open, and then towards the very end, Jay busts Gunther open. They're both bloody. Who's gonna win? And then I don't know. Jay hits some crazy frog splash or something with a steel chair on top of Gunther. I don't know, something like that. And have him win. I think it would help the match a lot for sure, and it would help Jay with his limitations in the ring to still do some cool stuff, have some cool spots. So I agree with that for sure.
Okay, here's what happens. Jay zip ties Gunther. Okay, brings out Gunther's child and his mother, like he mentioned, and then just fucking just starts wailing on Gunther, bust him open. There's nothing. He doesn't beat up on the kid and the mom, obviously. He reverses it. So the mom and the kid has to watch Gunther just get absolutely just pulverized.
I thought you were going to pull a Coleman right now. I thought you were going to...
Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Totally. Hang on.
I swear you're going to pull a Coleman and say that they're going to bring Gunther's mom out.
Gunther's mom.
And
Gunther's like, no! He's just fucking reaching out. No! And he's just...
Well, he's just spamming the super kick on his mom for like 10 minutes or something.
The whole crowd's doing the yeet. Gunther's mom's just getting obliterated.
Like, oh my gosh, like what am I watching? Just get up. His mom gets up for 12 seconds, falls down. It's a spear on
the entire bloodline comes out and just starts, beating up on Mama Gunther. Dude, this is so bad.
All right. We got pretty far off track, dude.
We're way off.
Yeah, how did we get to this? Okay. All right.
Next lineup, please.
Okay. If you don't, so I'll give my thoughts, and then Monty, I'm going to give it to you. And then I'm trying to switch it up every time we talk about match. So Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I think this rivalry has been shit. The buildup has been shit. I watched that promo battle between Charlotte and Tiffany, and
he's in my DMs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then why is Kaiser in my DMs? Like, oh my gosh, like you can tell that was definitely not on the script. Like Charlotte got legit pissed off. It's just cringy, Tiffany. Okay, so first I'm gonna say I'm hoping Tiffany. If I'm dream booking, Tiffany wins. I do like Tiffany better than Charlotte. I think she's better than. Well, I don't know. I think Charlotte's very good in the ring. I will say that. I think Charlotte's a very great wrestler. And a lot of people hate Charlotte. A lot of people are tired of her. A lot of people feel like she's been overbooked and all this stuff and has not deserved a lot of her title wins and everything like that. I really don't care that much. Tiffany, here's my problem with Tiffany. Honestly, and this can sound really shallow. Her voice annoys the crap out of me, dude. Her voice is like kind of cringe. I don't know what it is, but when she does these promos, they're not bad. Like her promo against Charlotte was really good. Definitely cooked Charlotte on the mic for sure. But it's just something about her voice when she tries to do these promos and stuff. It's just very cringy, and I don't like it. Like it just doesn't sound good. But I'm gonna go with Tiffany. I'm gonna say just a clean win over Charlotte. And yeah, that's my booking. Monty, what are your thoughts?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna take the easy route, just like you said earlier with Jade and Naomi. I don't give two shits about this match. Uh, give me. I'm gonna just go opposite of you because that's what we've done all night. Give me
Okay.
Charlotte Flair,
Okay.
Stiffy.
So on the opposite side of this, I think this is going to be a banger of a match.
Whoa.
I really do think it is. I think it's going to be a really good match. They're Charlotte's terrible on the mic because none of the crowd likes her. That's what's making it really bad because like she's got booed out of the stadium the other night, basically. And I think Tiffany's still green. I really think she hasn't had the time really in like the build up area and mic skill area. So I think she'll get better eventually. She's still young and stuff. Um, so the build up's been kind of like whatever, right? But I won't take away from Charlotte because she is a really good wrestler in ring. Even though some people really think that she doesn't deserve what she got, but I do think that she's still a really good wrestler. And I
Right.
also do think that Tiffany Stratton is one of those young talented women that are coming up right now in the WWE that is really good in ring as well. So I do think that this match is going to be pretty freaking good. I just don't think that the buildup was there for it. It's going to be one of those matches where you're like, "Oh my god, this was really good. Why didn't I hear about it earlier?" It's one of those things, right? Where like there was nothing to go off of before the match. So I have Tiffany winning. I honestly think that she's a better investment for the WWE to keep her as a champion. That way, they could probably build off of this and go into something better, hopefully better uh, towards the next WrestleMania with it, if she stays champion until then. Um, and then Charlotte, I don't know. I think maybe Charlotte goes off and does something with Becky Lynch or something when she comes back. I just don't think that she's in it for the long haul anymore.
Yeah, I just they don't work. Maybe I'm sure in the ring, and I didn't think about that too. This very well could be a match that sneaks up on people in regards to how good it is. It could be a really good match, but when it comes to, like their promo stuff, they don't work well together, in my opinion. Like they just
Yeah.
and maybe it's probably like there's some animosity there between them. I don't, obviously Charlotte did not like what, she said that, when Tiffany said something about her relationships and stuff failing or whatever. But yeah, I mean it's just they don't work well together. There's not good chemistry between them. So hopefully in the ring, it's different.
I
Um
also do think it's supposed to be uh, a Charlotte Flair that they wanted to be a heel, obviously. And
yeah.
Tiffany Stratton, since she came into the WWE main roster, she's supposed to be a heel, but she just got over so easy with the fans that they kind of made it like a honorary babyface. But
Mhm.
her whole personality is heel, if you really think about it. So it's like I don't think those two like heely like promo clashes together very well. That's probably another reason why it's just terrible.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, let's see here. I'm gonna say the Cody versus Cena match starts at the very end. We got any more live chat comments, Montana, before I move on?
Stiff Nugs with an OMG, that stuff guy. Thank you, Stiff Nug, over on the Twitch.
Nice.
Whatever that guy is.
I don't know who that could be.
uh, yeah.
Probably an amazing guy. I would never.
What the? The
All right,
self glazing is amazing.
Monty, I'm gonna throw this one to you first. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. How are you
Oh
booking that? How are
man,
you booking it? Who's winning? How are they winning? What, any big spots?
oh man,
How are you doing this?
dude, I really want Punk to win it.
We're gonna go to these two. We're gonna skip over the Intercontinental match.
Oh, did we miss something?
The Braun Breaker Penta
Well, we'll
domination
come to
match.
that. We'll come to that. We'll come to that.
We'll pick that up
I already
next.
know.
We'll
I
do
already
that.
know who I want for that
Okay.
one, and that's gonna actually blow you guys away.
Uh,
Who I take? Okay, so
Unless you guys want to throw that, unless you guys want to talk about that really quickly,
okay, let's
and
go
then
over just real quickly. Okay, in
Yeah.
the Fatal 4-Way, Finn Balor, Dom, Penta, and Braun Breaker. Okay, dude, I know, I said it a couple weeks ago, but dude, give me Dom. I
I agree.
actually really liked Dom last night against Penta. Um, I just don't see Finn. I don't see Finn winning it, right? Um, just for the fact that we've already kind of discussed he's in his latter half of his career. Um, Penta's got a lot of time, and I think he's a great wrestler and amazing in the ring. Braun, I just see Dirty Dom. I just see him sneaking in and taking it. So that's kind of my thought on it. I think it's gonna be a great match. I don't really see any type of interference from like Carlito or anything. I think it across the board. Um, yeah, that's kind of my thought on just a real quick.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, real quick, I said Dom. I think he needs. It's overdue for him to win a significant title, get a heel title reign going. I say Dirty Dom.
I 100% got Braun Breaker losing it because I think that it's time for them to start pushing him up. I think he's end up going to go after like a main title. Um, so I would love for Penta to win it because his brother just came in and he's going after the United States Championship. So I could see them doing some cool stuff for there with them both having a championship there. I want Penta to win, but I do think that Dominic's going to win it though too
Yeah,
because he's well deserved over time and what he's done for them. So I think he's going to win.
Mm,
all right, great.
agree.
Okay, so Punk,
Yeah,
Rollins,
Punk
Reigns.
Reigns.
Okay, so got it. Okay, so after last night, I feel like I want Punk to win it. Okay, we've already kind of talked about that. Interference. I think the interference is gonna come from Seth. I think Seth's favor that he asked Heyman last night is gonna be Paul Heyman to interfere. I'm not saying Paul Heyman to wrestle, but I just think there's going to be some kind of distraction for Rollins to just kind of sneak in and try to win it. But dude, I just see CM Punk taking it here. Roman, do I think Roman has a chance to do it? Of course. I think all three of them do. And this is one of those matches where it really stumps me. But yeah, dude, it was just ominous for Seth at the very end to say, like, now you owe me a favor. And it's like, how much longer can Rollins go before asking and trying to cash in that Paul Heyman favor? Like, what other opportunity does Rollins have with Paul Heyman to cash in that one favor? And obviously, with what we know with the Rollins and Punk feud, obviously there are opportunities down the road. But I just feel as if there's something here, man, that we're just overlooking. And that's kind of my take. That's kind of my take on it.
If
So I have these wild like scenarios in my head that are like very Monty-ish. Sorry, Monty.
No, that's good. No, good. Have a Monty thought for a moment.
So I don't think Roman Reigns is even going to get close to winning it because I 100% believe that he's going to exit this whole thing with CM Punk and Seth Rollins and be inserted into like the Cody Rhodes, John Cena, and Rock thing because I think they're going to build up Roman Reigns and Rock facing at WrestleMania eventually. 'Cause that's obviously where they're going to go with it. So Roman Reigns, I don't think is winning at all. So CM Punk and Seth Rollins, I I think CM Punk wins it. So where my disillusion and crazy mind comes into play, just imagine that they're getting towards the end of the match, and then at the very end of the match, you see like maybe CM Punk is like getting ready to win, does this whole go to sleep thing. And what if Paul Heyman turns on both Roman and Punk and
Okay,
like sides
see?
with Seth?
Here we go.
Like and then he like gets the win for Seth. And then it's like, what if he becomes his like right hand man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's where my craziness comes into play. Because I don't think that's gonna happen, but like there's like that 0.1% chance that like that
Dude,
happens and then my
exactly.
whole year would be made. Because that would be amazing. Because I've seen Paul do some like really crazy stuff in his whole career being with like ECW and WWE. So I could some craziness happen like that. But if I'm pulling back a little bit, I do think CM Punk wins. I think it's going to be more of a match between CM Punk and Seth Rollins. I think obviously Roman Reigns is going to be there, here, and there. I don't think he wins or even comes close to winning. I take CM Punk. I really hope though that 1% chance or that 0.1% chance of like Paul Heyman doing some craziness and turning on both with CM Punk and Reigns happen. But yeah, but CM Punk wins for sure.
So I completely agree. Well, let me backtrack. I could see where Punk wins this. If I'm thinking of what is probably going to happen, I say Punk probably wins. But dream booking, right? I'm booking this. You have towards the end, and it's pretty much the same thought as what Steph was throwing out there. So yeah, at some point towards the end, I don't know exactly how they do it. Maybe the ref's down. Um, you have some type of situation where Paul, it's looking like Paul's having to pick between siding with Roman or Punk, and he's torn, and whatever, and maybe he's got a steel chair, ref's down, he's got to give it to someone, and I don't know exactly how, and then he screws over both of them. He hits low blow on CM Punk, hands Seth Rollins a steel chair. Rollins hits Roman in the back with the steel chair, just like when he turned initially on the members of the Shield or something like that. I think if I'm booking this my way, Seth becomes a Paul Heyman guy, wins the triple threat match, and next Monday night, the Raw after Mania, have it be revealed, because what's Seth's nickname, right? He's the architect. You have it be revealed that he's had this planned for months. That's why he didn't actually stomp Paul. Because if you think about it, he could have beat the hell out of Paul. He had plenty of time to do it. Why didn't he do it? Right? If he's trying to get Paul, now I'm just thinking storyline wise. I'm thinking kayfabe wise, right? If he wanted to get Paul out of there and not be any type of distraction or play any factor, he had all the time in the world. Now, of course, Seth's kind of heelish character, so you could just say like, oh well, he just was gassing himself up too much or trying to play too many mind games and he wasted time. Fair enough, right? And that's probably what it's going to be. But if I'm dream booking this, I have it be revealed that because of Seth's hatred for Punk, right? For has so much hatred for Punk and wanting to beat him and come out on top on this rivalry against Punk and and defeat him. He's had this plan in the books with Paul for months, right? And then you have Paul give his reasoning for it. He sees the potential in Seth and sees the talent and everything like that. And this is and the tribal chief, he's he's disrespected Paul in the past, and he's and Paul's done supporting the tribal chief, and he's not going to support CM Punk, who's in the latter stages of his career, and now he's supporting Seth, and he's going to be I think that would be a cool duo, Seth and Paul. Seth's great on the mic. He doesn't really need Paul in that way, but neither does Roman, if you think about it. Like, Roman does not need Paul to help him on the mic at this point in his career. Like, he doesn't need it. Punk definitely doesn't need it. And he was CM Punk's one of the greatest of all time on the mic, and he doesn't need, but he was still a Paul Heyman guy. It's just the chemistry of them working together, I think, would be cool. So that's my dream booking.
Okay, hang on. Because I like where you're on. I like where you're going with this. But okay, just imagine this, right? So, Punk or Rollins, right, has problems now with Roman and with Punk. Okay. Let's just say that he cashes in his favor with Paul, right? It's been in the books the entire time. Paul's been under the radar. Hits, like you said, low blow to Punk. Reigns is down. Rollins goes to try to, because I still see Punk winning this, right? But like Roman, like maybe like last second, like saving Punk from being pinned. And then Roman and Punk teaming up to beat Rollins, and then Raw after Mania or Raw after WrestleMania or whatever the week after that's called. Rollins and Paul come out and they talk about their devious plans and all that. I still don't see Seth winning it, but I do see some kind of betrayal occurring during this match right here, and unfortunately, I think it's coming from my boy Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. I probably does want Punk to win it. My only thing is, if you do it that way, I feel like you're kind of taken away from like if you have like this surprise moment where Paul helps Punk or helps Rollins win or tries to help him win, and then Punk still wins either way. I feel like you're kind of taken away from that moment. I feel like if Paul does indeed, which I think they should, I think they needed to go something a little bit unexpected here because let's think about this. Reigns at this point, and I get it. Paul's a staple of the whole bloodline thing, of the tribal chief thing. But does Reigns really need the Paul Heyman thing at this point? He definitely needed it at the very beginning of the heel turn for sure. And again, Paul's a staple of it. He always will be. Whenever years from now, when people look back on Roman Reigns' career and all that, they're gonna think of the when he was with Paul Heyman as the tribal chief and all that, as the wise man, everything. But Roman at this point in his career does not need that. He doesn't need Paul Heyman with him. Punk doesn't need it. Seth, not that he necessarily needs it. He doesn't need it. But I think it could help Seth's career at this point. He's been kind of doing his current thing for a little bit, for a while now. I think Seth needs something a little bit different, a little bit unique to help him become because I think Seth's not ready. Seth's been ready. Seth's one of the greatest people in that company and on all levels. I mean, Seth's a legend. Seth's future Hall of Famer. But, I think that could be something to help, to help Seth's career move forward and doing something different, as being a big major heel in the company or whatever. And I guess he is currently. He's in the main event of WrestleMania. I don't know what I'm saying, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I just think it's something new for Seth to do. And my only problem with it, though, is if they go that route, I feel like it's going to continue the Punk versus Rollins thing. And
Right.
that rivalry's been going on and that feud's been going on for quite a while. And I kind of want to see that get wrapped up. And I kind of want to see Punk move on to something else. But if they can find a way to wrap it up after that, maybe they have one more match at a big pay-per-view. Punk gets his payback on Rollins, and they could just end it after that. But I think Rollins should win this for sure. I think he's earned it. He's been putting over a lot of people lately. He's put over Cody. He put over Punk plenty of times in a lot of their matches. I think it's time Rollins gets the upper hand. I think Rollins wins this.
All right.
With the help of Paul.
Okay. All right. Next match. What do we got?
We ready for it? All right. The match of the match. This is the big one. I'm curious. I hope you guys go all out because I'm just letting you know I'm going all out with my booking on this one.
Same.
Okay. Let's do this. Let's talk about it.
Go ahead, Cole.
Dude, no way this guy. Look, he's really building it up. He froze.
It's a part of the build-up.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan.
All a part of the plan, dude.
Okay, the match he wanted to discuss here, guys. He wanted to discuss the Monty versus Cole versus Stiff triple threat. Oh, bro, no way he crashed out.
Oh no.
Oh,
he's back.
I'm back. You guys okay? I'm sorry.
What a build up.
I thought Stiff fell asleep. I'm not joking. Because your screen froze when your head was down like this and your eyes were closed, and I was like, do not tell me Stiff just fell asleep on the stream, dude. I was like, oh
this
my
man
God.
have what is that called? Where you just fall asleep out of nowhere?
Not narcoleptic. Yeah, I said necroleptic.
Yeah.
It's narcoleptic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like,
where did it cut off? Where did I freeze or whatever?
You said, all right, time for the. I hope you guys go all out. I'm going all out.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Stiff, I'm handing it to you first, and then Monty, and then I'll give my thoughts after you guys. Stiff, WWE World Heavyweight Title match. Cody Rhodes versus heel John Cena. Who wins? How do they win? How are you booking this?
We'll go with who wins first. I have John Cena winning it. I have John Cena winning it diabolically. I think he has all the help in the world. I think obviously there's going to be help from The Rock, Travis Scott, which I really hope there isn't, but I'm pretty sure there is. Um, and I think Cody gets some help too. You know, so I listen to a lot of podcasts and I watch a lot of interviews and stuff. Um, last year, last year's WrestleMania when Cody won, uh, Stone Cold was supposed to be there instead of Undertaker. That was the whole thing. I guess some scheduling problems happened, so
Yeah.
they ended up like last minute having Undertaker go there instead. So what I think this time is going to happen is when The Rock comes out, I think Stone Cold actually shows up this time. The Stone Cold and Rock obviously had like one of the biggest feuds in that, and I think it's the Attitude Era. Yeah, one of the biggest feuds ever that basically kickstarted The Rock's career. And I do think that Stone Cold comes out and helps Cody. I just don't think it's enough, and I think John obviously wins it. Um, Now after the match, this is where I get a little kooky with it. Um, I would love for Roman to come out, and I would love for Roman to go out there and confront The Rock and be like, you know, this is family business. That title was family's title. You gave the title to some outsider, which is John Cena. You gave the title to someone like him. You know what me and him been through. Obviously, Roman and John have had their back and forth. Um, and this is where the whole Roman and the Rock feud starts with John in there, and it just blows up right there. And then this is when the big like fight happens, and then like maybe it's like the whole security bullshit or whatever happens. But yeah, that's where I think it's gonna end up going. Well, I hope it ends up going. I'll give my real prediction in a prediction video, but that's where I really hope it goes. Something like that, give it that pop, that little pizzazz with all the cool people coming out,
Mhm.
I definitely.
Lonnie?
Okay. Man, dude, is it crazy for me to say I want Cody to retain the title? Is that crazy?
No,
No?
it's
Okay.
not.
Okay. So this is one of those things where it's like, man, what you want versus what you your dream booking. So like I said, Cody, I want to retain the title, but I know God, dude, I just don't know where they go with it. I know heel Cena's gonna probably take it. He's gonna win it all 17th. I don't. I see The Rock. I see the final boss making an appearance during the match sometime, just because. Well, this is all part of his plan. This is what he wanted. But man, dude, I don't. It's tough. This is tough all around because this is gonna be obviously being the main event. This is gonna be the best match at WrestleMania more than likely, unless there's obviously an underdog. But man, I'm just having a brain fart here, dude. Where do we go from this, dude? So John Cena, I'm gonna say gives us a new song. Because listen, he talks about how he wants to do this for himself, how the fans don't deserve this. But if John Cena is going to come out here and take it all, he's going to do it all, for him. So he's going to do a completely new song. He's going to throw us off. He's going to come in. He's going to beat Cody. Then The Rock is going to, come out. And like you said, I hope Travis Scott's not there, but probably Travis Scott's going to be there.
Mhm.
But I just don't know where they go afterwards with this, man. Do we really get a new belt? Does Cena really take the toy with him? Because this isn't the end for for Cena. This isn't. Um So it's just one of those things, man, where it's kind of tough. But all in all, I think it's going to be a great match. I'll kind of pitter patter off you guys, but I don't know where you go from this. I think Cole's frozen again.
No, no,
Oh, just what the
I'm
heck?
just holding still.
Wow, you're so still. I don't know. Cole, give us your thoughts. Let's discuss this.
All right, this is my dream booking. Okay, Cena comes out. I'm sure they're gonna do some type of weird. I don't know what they're gonna do. Cody, I'm sure will get some type of cool entrance. Um, I don't expect there to be new music. Cena kind of already. I feel like if they were gonna do that, they would have done it by now. But I could be wrong. They could debut new heel music, but Cena already said he wasn't gonna do that. So Cena comes out. Cody makes his entrance. I think these two need to be given time to have a solid match at first, right? Because I think both of them, I mean, they've wrestled in the past before and they've had great matches together. Um, I think these two could put on a really good match. So I think they need to get time to do that at first before other stuff starts going on, right? Like, I don't want it to jump immediately to interruptions, interference, cheating yet. Like, I think you kind of book it towards Cena, even though he is prone to cheating now and doing whatever he needs to do to win. Maybe in his head, he thinks he's still good enough to do this clean. He's still good enough to take on Cody. He underestimates Cody. So they have a solid match for the first 15 minutes or whatever. Good solid back and forth, some near falls, blah blah blah. Cody starts getting the upper hand. Boom, The Rock comes out. Rock comes out with a team of security following him. They go. They just Rock full on pulls the ref out of the ring, beats the shit out of the ref. Security goes in there. Rock goes in there. They start beating the shit out of Cody. Hit him with the belt again, like he did. Maybe Travis Scott's out there too, slapping the hell out of Cody. I don't know.
Gosh.
Whatever. I don't really. It doesn't. Whatever. But anyway, they start beating Cody, right? Start beating up Cody. Rock gets on the microphone. He says, if anyone tries to come in, because you got to think, right? What happened last time? When Rock was involved or whatever, and the Bloodline got involved. You had Seth, you had all these people, come in. Undertaker, right? Come in to save Cody. Rock gets on the microphone. He says, if anyone at all tries to come in and save Cody, you will be immediately, because he's the head of executives or whatever for TKO or whatever. Rock says, as the head of the exec, as the person who runs the show, you will be immediately fired from the company. You will not be allowed to ever step foot in a WWE ring ever again. If anyone tries to come in here and help Cody or save Cody, you are done. Okay, so continues. They're beating the shit out of Cody. Cody, without being like Super Cena or Super Cody, is fighting back. He's still kicking out. At some points he kind of gets the upper hand a little bit. Maybe at one point you think he almost takes out the entire security team. He's about to take out Rock, but then Cena hits him with a big move, and then they're just beating the shit out of Cody, right? They're just beating the shit out of Cody. Then, right as it looks like Cody's about to lose, I hear voices in my head. They come to me, whatever. Right? They talk to me. Here comes Randy. Randy's coming out there now. Think about it, right? On SmackDown, Randy was, if I remember correctly, recently, rooting for Cody. Randy was out there when Cody initially won the title at WrestleMania, right? We already talked about this. You guys know where I'm going with this. Randy comes out there. People are thinking, oh, he doesn't give a shit. He's gonna help Cody. Even if it costs him his career, he gets fired by The Rock or whatever. And at first, Randy goes out there. He takes out all the security team. RKO left and right, beats the shit out of the security team, right? Rock's laid out earlier, not from Randy, but Cody maybe hit a big move on him earlier on, and Cena's getting up. Randy's gearing up. He's about to hit the RKO on Cena. Turns around, boom, hits it on Cody. RKO's Cody. Cena looks at Randy, smiles, grins, shakes his hand. Randy helps Rock get up. Rock shakes his hand, and then Rock looks at Cody, or not Cody. Rock looks at Randy and Cena, shows the 3, cutthroat, Punk kicks Cody. They bring another ref in. Cena maybe hits an AA on Cody, maybe he hits STF, and then Cody just, whatever, just is unconscious. Either way, wins. Cena becomes the 17th, whatever, however many championships, he wins the match. But they're not done. They're not done. They got to send a message to Cody, and they got to send a message to the locker room that this is what happens when you interfere, or if you try to step up to the final boss / Cena / Randy, right? Because I'm kind of introducing this as this is like the new authority, right? Like, remember when Triple H and Stephanie and Kane and Rollins and all that? This is like the new authority. This is, and it makes sense, right? Rock is the final boss. He's the one who runs the show. Cena and Randy have a history with each other. They're kind of the antithesis to this new generation of wrestlers. They still kind of are that last vestige of the old school, ruthless aggression, whatever, that The Rock was a part of. And they're tired, and they're not going to let these younger guys run the show anymore. And that's, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here, right? We'll go into that. That's Raw after Mania type stuff. But they want to send a message. I know I told you guys last time it should be Mama Rhodes, and it still could be. But I was thinking, right, because Mama Rhodes can't take those bumps. But who can? Someone who's close to Cody who can take those bumps.
There we go.
Cody's wife. Cody's wife, who I believe is a wrestler, right? Or was at one point?
Yep.
They look towards him. She's crying. She's freaking out. She's screaming at him. Randy. No, not Randy. I scratched that. Cena. It needs to be Cena. Rolls out of that ring. Gets in her face. Pulls her out of the ring. Throws her in the ring. They got security holding down. At this point, security's back up. They got security holding down Cody. They're forcing him to watch, right? Cena hits her with an AA. Maybe puts her in the STF, right? I mean, just whatever, hits her with an AA, and then Randy starts looking around, right? He starts going in psycho mode, old legend killer Randy type thing. Gets in the corner, Punk kicks Cody's wife right in front of Cody. And then to finish off, Cody's screaming, freaking out, kind of like how Jay was, no, he's freaking out. And then finally, Cena hits one last big AA on Cody, lays out him and his wife in the middle of the ring. They leave. Big final shot of the show. Rock, Cena, Randy looking down in the ring at Cody's, lifeless body as has been defeated. Cena lifts up the title. Fireworks go off all around the stadium. End of the show.
Jeez. Are pretty good.
That's how
That's actually one of those where it's like I can actually see that happening.
That's how it. I'm telling you, I'm not trying. I feel like this is the way you book it right here. This is what you do. It's the only thing that makes sense, because like we said before, it's a waste of a heel turn. If I love Cody, Cody's great, and Cody is gonna come back, and because like Monty was saying, this isn't Cena's last appearance, right? Cody will come back and beat Cena, whatever his final pay-per-view is, and their final big match or whatever, Cody can beat Cena, get the title back. He's fine. It does nothing. This does not hurt Cody at all. This is going to help Cody, right? I think you hurt Cody by having him go over on Cena, because yes, Cena's in this heel era. People are booing him. We hate Cena. You have to understand, people don't actually hate Cena. A lot of people are happy about this heel turn. Cena's heel turn is one of those you love to hate him type thing, right? Like, think of any big villain from any movie, right? Where like, yeah, you want the hero to win or whatever, but you don't really hate the villain because the villain is so cool, the villain is so badass, like, and that's how Cena is, right? Like, yeah, people are booing Cena, but people don't actually hate Cena. People like this new heel stuff he's doing. That's why it's getting the attention it's getting. It's so big, right? But people love to hate on it because it's fun, right?
Right.
Whatever. You know what I mean? It's not coming from a place of actual hatred, right? So if you have Cody go over on Cena, especially clean, right? Especially like because there's going to be interference, there's going to be cheating. We know that. We know it's going to happen. But if you still have Cody go over in that, you're hurting Cody because people are going to get pissed about that. because people are going to start to see it. The biggest reason why people started hating on Cena during his prime is because they felt like he was overprotected, overbooked, always winning, and you're going to do that, and you're going to have people start turning on Cody, right? If you do that, right? Cody's got to lose some of these matches here to keep that sympathy for him as a babyface, repeat people rooting for him or whatever, right? And you gotta get that hatred for Cena to actually become real legit hatred, where it's like, damn, this guy is a fucking dick, right? And so how do you do that? The Brandy, right? Is her name Brandy Rhodes? You have that whole segment. I mean, that it just makes sense. And storyline wise, like we've always talked about, Rock's been doing the 3, whatever, who is that third person? Is there a third person? It only makes sense for it to be Randy. Randy, has the history with Cena. He's got the history with Cody. It just makes sense. It makes sense for Randy to, kind of go heel again and maybe because Randy was part of the Authority too, so like Randy's not a stranger to being aligned with powerful characters like Triple H and stuff like this. So it's like this is just another opportunity for Randy to become powerful and get title shots and everything like that, and to defeat these younger generations, because now he's no longer the legend killer, he is the legend. And so now it's like you can kind of play with that, where it's like he's the legend killing these the younger talent. Cody's the up and coming star, so he's wiping out, he's keeping these people under him. Cena the same way. Cena's always thing is, oh, he buries young talent. Well, it's like now that's his thing, like he embraces that, so that like they're all embracing burying and defeating the younger talent and maintaining their position of power and authority or whatever. So but it's got to, this will be the last thing I'll say, and I'll let you guys talk. But my biggest thing is Cena's got to win, and it's got to be something vile at the end. It can't just be, oh, he just hits a low blow on Cody, because that's just, I'm going to be really disappointed if that's the route they go. There needs to be something done where it's like, gosh, like I cannot believe he did that. I cannot believe, like, this guy's such a douchebag. Like how, and it's got it. That's the only thing I can think of is you have Randy or Cena attack someone close to Cody in a violent fashion and got hitting a punt kick on Brandy, dude. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, I mean they've been saying it since they announced where this next WrestleMania is going to be. They said that this is going to be bigger than last WrestleMania, and last WrestleMania was huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean they have to do something. They can't just be like a whole thing where like it's Cody, John, and The Rock. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to like see what happens between all of them, but like, there's no way you this. I've heard it so many times and leading up to this WrestleMania that this is gonna be bigger than the last one, and then you can't do. I don't think you can make it bigger with just those 3 guys. So there has to be something that happens in this match that just takes it over the top. So I'm in the same boat with you, Cole, about they have to do something crazy at the end to just make it build it up for what's gonna happen after,
Yep.
Man, who would have thunk Cole would have came in with just this stellar story? Dude, I'm telling you, the writers at WWE right now are just like fucking scribbling on the notepad. Like, okay.
Cole definitely got a call from Triple H. There's no way you got that on
STFU on Brandy Rhodes.
If somehow, some way out there in the universe, Triple H is watching us right now, if there's ever one thing that, yes, please, like, just take my idea and do it. Like, I'm very invested. Obviously, it's my own idea, so I'm biased here. I'm very invested, and this is the way this match needs to play out. Randy interferes and needs to attack Brandy and beat Cody. Those 3 things. Cena wins. Randy interferes, joins alliance with Cena and Rock and all that, and Brandy Rhodes gets at least RKO'd or at least AA'd. But I think to be, like I said, to that vile whatever, punt kick.
Agreed.
To Cody and Brandy.
Agreed. Well.
Yep.
What a dream booking. That's what I gotta say. Man,
this was fun.
This has been fun. This has been really fun.
All right, so my last pick, I do take El Grande Americano.
Oh yeah, just real quick, El Grande Americano. Yeah, sorry, Ray.
Match of the
So that's the big one.
Yeah.
That's the big match,
That is the
yeah.
final match of the night. Is Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americana? Yeah, El Grande. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, okay, hang on. I just want to say one thing on that, and then we'll kind of wrap up, dude. We've kind of built off the fact that El Grande Americana, like they're gonna like maybe lights out, a stunt double will roll in with a similar physique of El Grande. They'll take the mask off. I'm telling you, I think there's going to be an unmasking of El Grande Americana at WrestleMania, and I would think it'd be pretty cool for them to do like a swap, and maybe Chad Gable come in and win it all, like pinfall whoever El Grande Americano is to win it all, or pinfall Ray. I don't know. I think this thing comes full circle at WrestleMania. WWE writers, since you guys are watching, go ahead and take note on that. So thank you. We got them all. We got all of them watching now, man. They're all here.
Any live chat comments or anything else before we head out?
That's it. No, that is all. Screaming Terror 12 with the 3 comments and handsome stiff nug. Thank you.
What a guy. I don't know who that is.
What a guy. All right, Cole, close us out here, man.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, do all the good YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Try to join us in our live chats when we go live to show your thoughts. We're really big on wanting to interact with you guys and all that. So, interact with as much as you can. Share your thoughts. Do we want to... okay. Leave your comments down below if you're watching this. Let us know, what do you think is going to be match of the night? Based off the matches we talked about, what's going to be the match of the night, the match that steals the show? My opinion, I think it's going to be either the Rhea Ripley match, or I want to say the Seth Rollins Roman Reigns CM Punk match. I think that's going to be the match of the. I say the match of the night. It's a 2-night main event or a 2-night WrestleMania, but I think that's going to be the best match out of the entire card, or both cards, or whatever.
Dude, I hate to be this guy, but I really think that, and this is gonna be a hot take, and I don't want to get off into any more rabbit holes, but I think AJ Styles and Logan Paul is gonna be match of the night. No, I'm just kidding. No, it won't.
I think it'll be a good match.
I think it's gonna be a good match, but I don't think it's gonna be match of the night. I definitely think it's gonna be. It's gonna be one of the. It's gonna be Rhea, Io, and Bianca, or Roman, Punk, Reigns. It's gonna be one of those two for sure.
Steph,
I think the sleeper banger for me, I think, is going to be the Fatal 4-Way with Braun Breaker, Penta, Dominic, and Finn.
Ooh,
I'm
I
excited.
think that could be a really good match right there, because all of them are really good in ring. Period. So I mean, you put them all in the ring together, you can only imagine what they can do.
Yeah.
And we will be doing a review of WrestleMania. Whenever, I guess, Monty got like a cruise or something.
Yeah, I'll be leaving this. I'll be leaving Monday night. So
As soon as we get,
I'll be live streaming it.
Oh yeah,
Nug. So tune into at Stiff Nug on Twitch, and Cole will be featured there.
All right. Well, yeah. As soon as we get the trio back together,
Yes.
we will most definitely be doing a WrestleMania review. This has all the makings of being a great, beside the shitty build up. This could be a great WrestleMania if they don't fuck it up. So
Agreed.
hopefully they don't fuck it up. But we'll see. It could be very bad or very, very good. We'll see what happens. But we will see you guys next time. My name's Cole.
Monty.
Okra, whatever you call me.
Monty.
Your boy Stiff.
It's Stiff. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.